Hi everybody, I'm Kirsty Meakin from Naio Nails. In this video I'm going to do an aquarelle design, creating roses, and we're also going to do a little bit of foiling. So if you look down at this nail, I have already put one coat of this colour on. It is 677. So it's a gorgeous grey colour. So I'm going to put the second coat of colour on. Now normally when I do aquarelle, I can start from that buffed surface. So I'll have put my colour on, then my top coat, then I'll buff the surface. But I need to do something else before I do that. That's why we're starting from pretty much scratch. I'll pop that in the lamp. So now I'm going to use some foil. This foil has got some crazy pattern on it. I do love it. Just going to get a little bit of that off. Roll that back up. When you're using foil, I like to clean this side first. And I'm going to do that with gel residue wipe off solution. Just on a lint-free pad. So we're just going to clean the back side of it. Not the front side, the back side. So the booty of the foil. Now what I'm going to do is just use this very sparingly. So I'm going to sort of wrap it around my finger like this. And then I'm just going to tap in areas that I want it. God, it's cool already, don't it? I'm going to use a fresh piece. See, I have a fresh piece here on my finger. Come down the side and a little bit round here. I want it quite broken. If you want it quite broken, use light pressure. The harder you press, the more will transfer onto the actual nail. I do love foil for quickness. That's what I want. It looks pretty cool, that, to be honest. I'm going to top coat this now, sealing the foil and the gel polish all at the same time. So the foil is great because it just uses that sticky layer of the gel polish to transfer onto the nail. So easy to use. We're going to pop that in the lamp. Now that's all set, what I'm going to do is buff the nail. And I'm buffing because I am going to use acrylic paints on this nail and I want them to stick really well. I don't want them to slip and slide. Just wipe over with gel residue wipe off solution and let it go matte. Look at that. That's so cool. I'm not going to leave it like that though. Oh no. Now I'm going to take some paints. I have got polycolour paint and I've got, I can't even say it. Vermillion. Does that mean you've got like loads of money?
Yeah.
Vermillion. I've got Vermillion in the bank. So I've got a little bit of Vermillion and I also want some of burnt Sienna. And I'll need a bit of Sap Green as well. So it's like a bottle green. So the trick with this is lots of water. Lots of water.
No, as in the name, Aqua.
So you see, well,
so would you normally use watercolours for this kind of thing?
you can use watercolours or acrylic paints. It makes no difference. So we're going to do a rose. So we're going to do this kind of half moony kind of shape. And we're going to dry off the brush. And once the brush is dry, you can then tease off the wet paint.
That's nicer than suck off.
Teasing it off. We're going to tease. And again, I'm going to come around here and do this kind of... It's like a half moon, or more like a croissant. I like the word croissant. I feel like I sound posh.
If you say croissant.
Croissant. Oh, croissant. Oh, croissant. That's my best French accent. Oh, croissant. Where are we going to go? So we're going to come around here. So you can sort of edge your shape out and then fill it with the watered down paint. Clean off your brush, and then with the dry brush tease off the excess paint. I'm going to do a slightly smaller one here. So if you think you're wrapping around and you're overlapping each join of the petals. So you see how we're wrapping around here and we're overlapping. That's what you want to do. Then as we come to the centre, what I'm going to do is mix a little bit of this brown with the red. So we get a darker shade of red. Add lots of water. I'm going to do these centre petals. Clean off the brush, tease off the excess, and we're going to do a centre swirl. Same again, teasing off. Now with that darker colour, I'm going to go over just towards the centre of each of these petals. So we're adding depth and shading to each petal now. going to take the lighter red and just do some leaves as if they are just falling, not leaves, these are petals. I'm going to do some petals as if they are sort of falling away from the rose. So they're a different shape, they bulbous out here and then taper off. And then we're going to use that green, and look how pigmented that green is. That is so pigmented. Look, took a tiny bit of the paint and added loads of water, and look how pigmented it still is. So pick it up, lay it down, get it into your shape, and then tease it off. Drain that off. I love how you can see the foil coming through as well. So I've gone into my gel residue wipe off solution, and I think that line's too harsh. So I'm just using the 3D brush and then rubbing that just to sort of rub it away, and then I can work on that line again just to get it a little bit softer. A little bit, just to add a little tiny different shade. And then once that's drying, it will dry really quickly because don't forget we've been adding and then we've been draining off the liquid of that watered down paint. We've been draining it off so it will dry really quick. So now I know that's completely dry, this is the exciting bit. Because it looks, I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks gorgeous matte as well, so you could have this as a matte finish, but look at this with a top coat on. Doesn't that look amazing with the foil coming through the design? Oh my goodness me. Popping that in the lamp now, give it a cure. Damn, girl. But I didn't want to take away from the Aquarelle. That's why I kept it round the edge and, you know, the main part of the flower being there. But I wanted it to add to it. Just look at that. I love it.
It's like broken glass somewhat. Like my iPhone.
Yeah, it's like Adam's iPhone. You won't see it. They're dropped stuck. A few times, I think. So there you are. I like that. I want one. There you are, guys. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Everything I've used today will be listed below, as it always is. The foil, the paints, the polish, all there down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Keep watching. Bye-bye. What is it with the birds tossing to it?
Yeah, I heard that.